Am I the a-hole for not giving my ex-husband's new girlfriend a piece of his mother's jewelry? I 40F and my ex, we'll call him Joe 41M, were high school sweethearts, started dating when we were 17, married at 19, and divorced 20 years later, so going on 2 years now. We have an amazing daughter, Sarah, who is 8, and has adjusted really well to the separation. Joe and I get along great. The divorce was amicable and we're still good friends. Not like we hang out alone or anything, but we don't argue or fuss at each other, help each other out, and just overall have each other's backs, because at the end of the day, our number one priority will always be Sarah and doing what is best for her. We've both moved on and are in serious long-term relationships with other people. His girlfriend, Lily 46F, is great and really good for him. I have never had any conflict with her and enjoy spending time with her when we all get together for holidays and other important events or celebrations. Until last week, Joe's parents passed away within a month of each other last summer, and it was devastating for all of us. Even though Joe and I had already been divorced for about a year, they still treated me like family and I loved them dearly. Joe and Lily hadn't started dating yet, so she never met them, which is a shame. They were incredible people. Long story to get to the point, but I feel like the background is important. Last week, Sarah got a box in the mail from her aunt, who was responsible for dividing up my late mother-in-law's jewelry amongst the kids and grandkids. She had a huge collection of both costumes and more expensive fine jewelry. I let Joe know about it, and he explained that some of it was left to me, so when he would come over and we sort through it together. Lily came with him, which was fine. It was extremely difficult and we were both very emotional, so I'm glad she was there to support him. Here's where I think I may be the a-hole. As we were going through the jewelry, we had pulled out a couple of cheaper pieces of costume jewelry for Sarah to have now, and I had picked out a couple of rings, a necklace, and 3 pairs of earrings to keep, knowing that they will eventually go to Sarah as well. Joe and I agreed that the rest of it would be put away in the lockbox that we each have a key to at my house and would stay there until Sarah is older and it goes to her. One of the pieces being put away is a beautiful set of ruby and diamond earrings and necklace that are obviously very real and we believe were passed down from Joe's grandmother. Lily had been admiring the set and making comments about how well it would go with the wedding dress she had been looking at. They aren't engaged, or even with some of her date night outfits. Joe didn't say anything to her in response, and when she put them down, I wrapped them back up and put them along with the rest of the jewelry in the lockbox. Since then, Lily has texted me multiple times asking about them and if she can just borrow them. At one point, she accused me of just wanting them for myself and pointed out that Joe and I were divorced and I didn't have any right to keep them. She has also said that when they get married, the jewelry will legally be part of their marital assets anyway, so I'm just putting off the inevitable. I'm not planning on wearing them. Per my agreement with Joe, I'll wear the pieces I picked out and the rest will stay put away for Sarah. I have zero intention of taking any of it out unless it's necessary, and even then, I'll let Joe know what's going on with it. Joe's has been radio silent and I haven't said anything because I don't want to cause any conflict that could have an impact on Sarah. So am I the a-hole for not giving in and letting Lily have some of the jewelry meant for my daughter?
Here are the top comments.
Not the a-hole. Jewelry handed down to your daughter from her grandmother never belonged to her father, so won't ever be part of the marital assets. The jewelry isn't even yours to give or lend. It's your daughter's now.
She is a pushy thing, isn't she? It is a big red flag, and I hope your ex sees it as such. The greed is really disgusting.
Inheritances aren't usually part of the marital estate, and your kids and your ex-wife's things are definitely not part of a marital estate. Lily is a greedy twat.